What is up people, how is it going? This is Sam back again with another video, and in this video I am going to show you how you can use drop down list using Kivy and KivyMD. Okay, so I'm going to use KivyMD package for a beautiful drop down list in your Kivy app. So guys, let's get started. Okay, here I got two files, one is dropdown.py and one is sample.kivy. Just create these two files and now let's dig in. Okay, so from KivyMD.app import md app, from kivy.lang import builder. Okay, I want to load this sample.kv file using this builder module. After that, from kivy dot, let's say I'm going to use a layout. Let's say from kivy.uix.float layout import float layout. Okay, and then let me create a class. Let's say let's call it as demo, and then let me pass the float layout class because I want to inherit this demo class from float layout. Okay, now let me pass this class, and then I'm going to create a new class called main, and this class is going to inherit from my base app. Okay, this MD app class. Okay, so I'm going to inherit this from MD app class, and then let me add the build function. Here I want to return this demo class. Okay, after that I want to run this main dot I want to run this main class using this run method. Okay, and here I want to load the demo class. Okay, then let me add a button. Let's add a text called press me. Okay, whenever a user is going to press this button, the menu is going to open. Okay, so for that, okay, before I add any kind of function, let me set the position. Pause hint, let's center it. Okay, center of x will be 0.5 and center of y will be also at 0.5. okay, now let me run this and let's check is there any error or not. Sorry guys, my bad, I need to run this dropdown.py file. Okay, sorry guys, I didn't load this sample.kv file using this builder module. Okay, I forgot about it, and I'm going to call this builder module, and then I want to load this using this load file method, and then I'm going to call my sample.kv file. Okay, now let me rerun my dropdown file. Okay, here we got a button. Okay, let's change the button. Okay, let's say MD raised button. Let's check it. Okay, here we got a beautiful button, but nothing is happening because I didn't add any kind of function. Okay, now I want to add a function. Okay, there are lots of there are couples of way you can add menu or drop down list in your Kivy app. So for that, let me add a function called drop or menu, whatever you want. Let's say drop down. Okay, so okay, here let's add a variable called menu list. Okay, I need it because the drop down list should be in a list format, and in a list format there will be couple of dictionaries. Okay, so self dot menu equal, here is a list, and I'm going to add couple of dictionaries. Okay, so the dictionaries will be the list, the dictionaries will be the menu list. Okay, so for that, here is one, I'm going to add a comma, and here is another one. Okay, here some attribute, let's say I want to show it as view, I want to show it as one line list item. Okay, so you can use any other class like one line avatar icon list item, or one line icon list item, or something like that. I'm using one line, let's say one line list item, whatever you want. Okay, so then let me add a text. Let's call it as, okay, let's set a text as example 1. Okay, sorry guys, I did a spelling mistake. It will be one line list item. Okay, and then whenever the button or whenever the menu is going to be pressed, then a function is going to call. Okay, so I'm going to call the onRelease method. OnRelease, here I want to add a lambda function. Okay, then here I want to load the text. Okay, and then I'm going to add a colon, and then I want to call the function. Okay, self dot, let's say test1, but I didn't create the function. Okay, let me create this function. Here define test1, let's say print test1 is pressed. Okay, then I want to copy this piece of codes and paste it here. Okay, and I want to change the function name. Okay, test2, and let's call it as example2, and let's add another function which you want to load. Okay, print test2 is pressed. Okay, now I want to add this menu. Okay, I want to add this menu in MDDropdown Menu class. Okay, so I need to import it from KivyMD.uix.menu, import MDDropdown Menu. Okay, and here I want to, okay, let me rename it as menu list because these are the list. Okay, now I'm going to create a variable called menu. Okay, and in this menu I'm going to call this MDDropdown menu class. Okay, and then here I want to add the list. Okay, this list, so self dot, oh sorry guys, my bad, here items will be self dot menu list. Okay, and width will be let's say this is a wide mouth. Okay, that means the that means the wide of the list or the menu list. Okay, so let's I think the standard size is 4. And one thing to mention is I need to call an id. Okay, so okay, I need to call a id. So whenever this button is pressed, then this menu is going to open. Okay, so guys, for this I'm going to identify this button. Okay, I'm going to reference this button as, let's say, menu menu. Okay, then here I'm going to access the caller attribute, and then caller will be self.ids.menu. okay, that means this button. Okay, this button is going to call this menu list. Okay, after that self.menu.open. okay, I think that's done for the root class. Okay, I'm going to run this dropdown.py file. Okay, let's check. Nothing happens. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't call this function. Okay, I didn't call this function, or I didn't bind it with this button. So on release root.dropdown, that means this function is going to be called. Okay, root.dropdown. okay, let's recheck. Okay, here we got these two drop down list. Okay, so if I press this, okay, here we can see test1 is pressed. Okay, here in the console, let me check this button. Here we can see test2 is pressed. So guys, I think you got the idea how to use MD drop down list. Okay, if you want to call this drop down list from a toolbar, then you need to do some modification of your code. Okay, so I'm going to call MD toolbar. Then let me set the title. Let's set demo, and I want to set the pause hint as top. Then I want to set the right action item. Okay, right action item. Okay, it will be in a list property, and here I'm going to call the icon. Okay, let's call it let's call dots vertical, and whenever this icon is going to be pressed, then a function is going to be call. Okay, lambda x. Let's call the root dot drop down. Okay, and here I need to pass this x variable. Okay, this is required. Okay, now in this function you need to pass a instance, whatever you want. Okay, you need to pass an instance. And just remove this line, and I'm going to set it manually. self.menu.color equal, I'm going to call this instance. Okay, now let's check. Sorry guys, I didn't got the icon here. Maybe there is a mistake. Sorry guys, I forgot the S alphabet. Okay, now I'm going to rerun this. Sorry guys, I'm doing lots of mistake today. I don't know, I need to close this. Okay, this bracket will be here. Okay, now let's recheck. Sorry guys, I'm doing lots of mistake today, but don't take it seriously. Okay, here we got the lists. Okay, I think you got the idea. Okay, here we can see the function is working. Okay, now guys, that's for today's video. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned. Goodbye.